I won't be talking very much, so feel free to turn off the audio. I start my workouts with a warm-up. I will be exercising most every muscle group, so I'm going to warm up my hips, my legs, my arms, my spine, my abs. Get my heart rate up above sedentary. Warm up my feet. The first exercise I usually do is going to be sumo squats. You put your legs wider than shoulder width. Allow your toes to turn out a little bit. Drop your butt straight down, keeping your body vertical. Only go as far as feels safe for your joints. Feel free to touch your hips or knees or anything to help yourself stay square. For me, both my hips and my knees like to do funny things when I work them out, so I have to be really careful. My shins don't angle overly far. Squeeze your butt at the top. Next will be an overhead press. You'll want to keep the weights as close to above your shoulders as you can. Letting them swing forward or backwards is not safe for your shoulders, your rotator cuffs. Up and down by your ears. Try to keep your neck relaxed. My shoulders are a problem joint for me. I'm not able to use heavy weights. Make sure your hips and legs are stable. Tighten your core a little bit. I didn't, but it would have been good for me. I do have a pretty pronounced natural arc in my lower back. These shorts were not a good choice. Skier squat. Regular squats I can do, but both the sumo squat and the skier squat protect my hips a little better. I squeeze my thighs together as I go down and up, and it seems to stabilize my joints so they don't twist or shift improperly. I can't go down quite as far in this one as I can the sumo squat. You notice I allow myself to hinge forward with my body first before I drop my butt. That is correct. Excuse me. Next I have curls. You want to keep your elbows near your sides. And have the up and the down go at the same speed. I also have trouble with my ankles. They sprain very easily. standing on one foot exercises all the stabilizing muscles in my ankles. It's important to not overextend your elbow when you're doing curls. So I'm being very conscious of how far down I let my arms go. You want to work the whole muscle, but you want to protect the joint. All right, good mornings. This exercises your lower back and your butt. If you're feeling it a lot in your lower back, you want to try and adjust so that you're really feeling it in your glutes. Pull up from your glutes. It's a straight backed exercise. You can do it with or without weights. Slide down, heft it up. You want to work the whole range of motion, so don't go quickly through any portion of it. Bend your knees if you need to. Don't hyperextend your knees. My last squat is a curtsy squat. This one really exercises my hip. And I'm unable to do regular lunges because something goes wrong with my kneecap. But this curtsy squat feels really good. Right here is you stand up and pull your body up to straight. It feels really good to me, like a opposite of a painful exercise. I mean, I burn. It's exercise, but it feels right. It feels like my body is functioning correctly and safely. So you let that back lunge foot swing behind the standing leg that's doing the majority of the work. And something about that twist stabilizes my hips. My lower back was starting to get tight, so you can see me doing a few swings and twists. As always, feel free to put your hands on your own body to help yourself know where you are in space, to work the muscles that you're intending to work. My joints are loose enough that I can work or stretch the wrong thing and regret it later. The goal is to make my body more stable, not less. Tricep extensions. I was feeling strong enough, so one foot again. Keep your elbows kind of in by your ears. I have difficulty keeping them straight up and down. I don't know if it's my joint or flexibility, but so long as your elbows aren't going way in front of your face, trying to keep your body stable. Pick a spot on the wall to look at. I have trouble having good form with this one. All right, let's work that rotator cuff. Those little tiny muscles that twist and turn your shoulders. Very important. These motions can be done with the weights. I usually find I don't need them in order to wear my arms out. I also added toe rises. Good balance practice, and also, like I said, my ankles are trouble zones. Technically, my arms shouldn't really be going above shoulder level. So when you do this, these lateral raises and ventral raises are intended to stop at or only barely above shoulder level. I'm not used to being able to see myself. If you have a mirror, use it. I forgot an exercise. I'm supposed to do a bent over row here, which exercises my lower back by bending and my upper back by doing the row. But instead, I move straight on into the chest press. Be careful when you go down to the ground, both with your arms, shoulders, knees, everything. Chest press goes straight up. If you have a single barbell, feel free to use it. Your weights should stay over your chest, not over your face or your stomach. A lot of people will do this in a bridge. It changes the angle of the pectorals that you're using. Might protect your back too, I'm not really sure. I like both. As usual, think happy Pilates thoughts and go slow. You will get the best workout if you work the whole motion. This is called a lying pullover. I'm really trying to get my shoulders more stable. I can't do this motion if I just hold the dumbbell. Normally, I have to press my hands toward each other, and then my shoulders stay where they belong and don't click or hurt. I have a normal person's house with a normal person's clutter. I'm a big crafter, and this is my project room, but a professional I am not. I've got 2 more exercises after this. Nothing you do should hurt. If it hurts, you need to change how you're holding your body or stop doing it. Maybe do a shorter range of motion. When I do side leg lifts, I like to flex my foot a little and lead with my heel. This works further back on my leg, more of my glutes. It's kind of a hip exercise more than it is the side of my leg. So adjust the direction your foot is to change which muscle you're working. Twist that foot, it makes a big difference. Other side. Got my cute Calvin and Hobbes tattoo there. I was having a hard time hitting the muscle I wanted on this side. Trying to find it so I can work it. Maybe if I move my bottom leg forward. Just kidding. Now I have 2 more exercises. Six more minutes in this workout. and part of it is stretching. Reading my exercise list, don't want to forget. Bridges, here we go. Can I see myself? Oh, crunches. Don't listen to me. I clearly am not following my script. Realize you couldn't see. You want your shoulders and your hips to pull together. Not just your shoulders, not just your hips. Ideally, you work as much of the abdominal muscles as you can. Don't pull on your head. You can support your head, but don't pull on it. This workout's a little light on the abdominal exercises. Sat up just to lay down again. I prefer to do my bridges with my arms up. It feels really good on my spine. It's a little bit harder to balance, but that's all to the good for me. Uses just a tiny bit of stabilizing, balancing muscles. I was right on a squeaky part of the floor. I kept trying to move. All the way up, all the way down. Oh, my cat found me. Hello, kitty. All right. I started doing these when I was just stretching, and I realized that coming back up from this twist was hard. It's just a lying twist. Can feel really good on your spine, but it's also engaging your obliques, your abs a little. It's just a nice, gentle core exercise. Do as many as you'd like. Then we're going to move into stretching, and we're finished. There are two stretches I really like that I forgot to do today. One is a lying twist where I have one knee up and the knee crossed. I twist my torso. My back often pops when I do it. Feel free to add that. The other is some hip stretches with a butterfly stretch. If you do the butterfly stretch, as you're stretching your knees outward, use your glute and hip muscles to pull your knees down rather than pushing them with your hands, and that will help protect your joint. Once I'm down on the ground, coming back up is hard. I feel very lightheaded. I've got to do it in stages. My hamstrings and glutes are always quite short and tight. I should stretch more often. When you're stretching your hamstrings and your glutes, the angle of your feet changes where it's stretching you, so feel free to move them around, stretch different areas. Can't stand all the way up yet, but a nice forward fold. This lets me stretch my glutes even more. My calves were tight, so a little bit of down dog. Stretch my calves, my hamstrings, my glutes, and then adjust as much as you need to stretch whatever's tight. Here, stretching my shoulders. I don't usually do down dog because standing up from it is a lot. So take a minute. All right. My pecs are always quite tight. All that computer time. I used to be able to stretch this so far, but not so much anymore, so stretch it out. The angle of your elbow changes where the stretch is. All of it's good stretching. As my favorite exercise video person says, stretching is a question, not a demand. You ask your body, how much do you want to stretch? How does that feel? This is my favorite stretch. Stretches much further forward in my pecs, feels great. And we're done. That's it. This is my most frequently repeated workout routine.